And hello. Okay, good evening. Good afternoon. Well, it's good evening now, and it's 4 o'clock. Anyway, okay. I hope everybody is okay. We got Shilpa. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing well, Steve. How about you?
I'm okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for
Um,
having me.
I want to talk about when I contacted you. I was thinking, no, what are we going to talk about? And we then all of a sudden I mentioned about, well, you did, about burnout. Okay,
Yeah,
so can you explain to everybody what you do and introduce yourself then?
sure. Thank you, Steve, for having me. It's a delight to speak with you. I'm Shilpa Panchmatia. I'm a serial entrepreneur and more recently a business coach. So I specialize in working with small businesses and helping them to grow. Um, Burnout is special and close to my heart because about 3 years ago, I burnt out, Steve. And that was from probably working too hard and not having enough joy and balance in my life.
Right, okay. Because I remember a while back when I had my own business, my own cleaning business. You know, when you've got a business, sorry about our phone, we're going to turn it off now. The trouble is with anything, any business, you know, it's 24 hours around the clock. You know what I mean? And we used to work 24 hours. 1 minute evening cleaning, next minute we had to get up in the morning and do more cleaning. And you get tired out. Then you got the paperwork, you got everything else. And I was in Morrison's one day and I collapsed in Morrison's and I had a stroke. And that's
Wow.
sorry
Yeah.
about my speech. But what's happened is that I had a stroke and because I was doing too much work.
Yeah.
You know, I was on the go. You know, I don't know if I had a good home cooked meal. It was just like burger all the time or chips and everything. And
Yeah.
sometimes we can go over the top with, and we can have a burnout. We can say, and we can kind of like physically and emotionally burn out, and our mental health can go right down the pan.
Yeah. I think that's so important what you say that we work so hard. We're so focused on business or career or job. We don't have time to look after ourselves. And that's exactly the same thing that happened to me. I didn't have a stroke, but I completely burnt out. And I found myself lying on the cold kitchen floor one day, just like this, and thinking, oh my God, I have to stop this. And I think I'm seeing a lot more of it in pandemic because there's no division between work and life. And your Slack messages are going, your emails are going.
Mm,
Um, you haven't got things to do in the evening, and you come back to work, and people are just not taking care of themselves. And I learnt the hard way. I couldn't function, and I was foggy, and my speech would just go like really awful because I couldn't think. And I'd be in meetings and I couldn't talk, and I'd be like, what's going on? And the other thing is, Steve, that burnout is actually not recognized by doctors. So when I would go to the doctor said, there's nothing wrong with you. Go and have a little bit of vitamin D. Your vitamin D's down. I'm like, really? And most people in England are diagnosed with vitamin D deficiency, and doctors will say, go and have it, and that will help with fatigue. But it was only 2019 that the World Health Organization actually identified burnout as a medical condition that needs to be aware of.
and totally so. You know, they need to do something, don't they? They really do. You know, it's like I'm kind of like an obesity campaigner and mental health. I deal with a lot of mental health because I've been through it. I've been through
Yeah.
everything. And the trouble is, when people kind of like, I remember one day I've had enough in my life what's going on. I really had enough, and I wanted to go to a bridge. I wanted to jump off that bridge and to end my life, you know.
Mm,
And I think, and sometimes it was it was just the work. It was the work level, you know. It was kind of like my business was doing well, but I was so tired,
mm,
you know, and people working for me,
mm.
and that was okay, but it was like for me, I just had enough. I
Yeah.
used to sit in the corner and cry and stuff.
Oh, what was it? What was that point that stopped you going to the bridge? And you're alive now, and thank you for that, Steve.
Well, my faith. I always tell everybody, you know, because my faith stopped me from doing it. And plus, my wife, you know, my, I was, you know, I just was married. I've just got married to my wife, and I said to her, like, I've had enough. But she didn't even know she knew where I was going, and she contacted the police. And I got to the bridge, to point to the bridge, and I wanted to jump off it. And the police came and got me off the bridge. You know, my one leg was over the bridge. I
Wow.
don't, I don't know if you ever been to Cornwall. Have you ever been to Cornwall?
I have, but I wouldn't be able to recognize what you're talking about.
Yeah, Tamar Bridge. If you Google it,
Okay.
it's called Tamar Bridge. And I had one leg over it and the other leg on, you know, by the thing. And the police got hold of me, and they, you know, they didn't actually arrest me. They just said, look, you know, you need help. And at that certain point, I did need help,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Yeah. Well, what help did you have?
Psychiatric. I had psychiatric help. I also had counselling. You know, I was put into
Yeah.
a psychiatric unit for
Yeah.
quite a while.
And was that a result of business stress, or was that a result of just deep emotional issues?
Business. It was business. It was really,
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
business stress. You know, it was like, you know, we were kind of like one of the top cleaning companies in Devon. You know, and we were doing well. But it was just me doing all the paperwork. And I've had around about, I don't know, I can't remember now, but 10 people working for me. And it was like, it was too much. You know what I mean? It was too much.
Yeah.
And I couldn't cope.
Yeah. 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 I can totally understand. It can get really overwhelming business, and I think the secrets are to step down and put everything into context. And that's why I'm a big fan of delegating. That we as business owners want to do so much ourselves, and rightly so. Often, we've started the business, there are babies, we've bootstrapped businesses, and it's so difficult to let go emotionally and psychologically. But when you do, then the business can run as an entity, and it doesn't take an emotional toll on the founder.
Mm. I'm not into business no more because I had a stroke and things happened to me. And, you know, I've not been well for a long time. I've got heart problems now. But my faith keeps me going. And last July, when I first started this, cause because I ballooned up in weight and everything, I didn't like going on to like, well, you know, I've been on TV before. I've done TV and radio and stuff like that. But my weight loss, because I've done a lot of weight loss stuff. But when I had my last stroke, that was it. You know, I put a lot of weight back on. And what I was saying to myself is thinking, I am never going to go on a lie or anything no more. And one day my church said, the minister of my church said, um, I want you to come on Zoom for a prayer meeting, I think it was. And I thought, no way, no, no, no. And what I used to do is I used to go on there, but the old, the old, I used to just speak to them. I didn't used to show my picture, and they said, "Are you gonna come? Are you gonna, show yourself?" And I said, "No, no, no, no." And that was it. And that went on for weeks. And one day I said to myself, hmm. No, my wife said to me, "Go on, do it." And I went on there, and that was it. Then in July last year, I think, yeah, last year I started doing this. Only for people who were who had mental health problems and everything.
Well, hello. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you
I'm
too.
glad you're here.
So anyway, so with your business then, so when you had a burnout and when you thought everything was coming to, did everything come to an end when you had your burnout?
So I was really lucky, Steve. I was already in talks with another digital agency for a trade sale. They were based abroad and they wanted a foothold in the European market. So I just expedited the sale and sold the business out to them. I earned a little bit less than I could have if I had prepared it properly. But I just got to that stage and I thought, I can't do anymore. It was just me running the business and I had a big team and I just physically couldn't do any more. And I think
Mm.
I'd fallen out of love with my business. And I think that's what happens when you burn out. You just fall out of love with a bit of life, a
It
bit of your
puts you off, doesn't it?
yeah, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't want to do this. And it's great what I do now because I can get away with working 20, 25 hours a week. I sat in the garden today, the sun's out, and had Italian food and a bottle of wine and relaxed. And I couldn't do that if I had a job or I had a really busy business. I will make up for it tomorrow. I'm not off the hook. I will pull a Saturday to make up.
So what do you actually do then? What do you actually
Yeah,
do?
yeah, I support scale up businesses that have got to a certain stage. They're very successful with their business model. They've proven the concept. They're doing well, and often the founders have great skill in running their business. They've got a skill in what they're doing. Is it a digital marketing agency? Is it a product that they've launched? But they're not great at doing time management, productivity, which they need to do, scaling, which is the big one, finding staff. Often they come to me because they've just got massive churn in their business and they can't keep staff. They haven't got culture. So we work on all these different pillars, profit, um, and strategy. That how do I get them to scale, double their turnover, treble their turnover in 1 year, 2 years? And it's really exciting because I get to go into the little nitty gritty. And one of the things that one of my 5 pillars is well-being, because a lot of people don't realize we talk about burnout and we're just having a discussion, but a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners don't realize how easy it is to burn out and how it's right in front of
Mm,
their face sometimes. And they've got to take action fast.
yeah, it's totally right in it. Um, with your so, do you have a lot of businesses that you support then?
So I run a 12-month VIP program and I only work with 10 businesses in any one given year.
Yeah.
And I'm full at the moment. I have a wait list, so I have a couple of businesses want to join. And I'm recently launching masterminds. So that's a different offering. And once a month, 10 businesses come together on a Zoom call until we can go out and be a meeting person. And then I'll do a London board. And they come together and I have a predetermined, tried and tested formula where I take them through learnings in their business and I put them, each of them goes on a hot seat. And so it's education, it's support, it's knowledge, and they learn how to run a business. Because let's face it, we don't learn how to run a business at school or university. And if we had more skills and more determination, and dare I say, a faster route to execution, I do think businesses would be more successful. And businesses are
Mm,
the backbone of our economy. I mean, as England rebuilds itself, it's going to be small businesses that are going to contribute to that. The high
yeah.
street's dead, isn't it?
I used to be associated with Federation of Small Businesses.
Right.
I used to be with them, and until I gave my business up. But I remember when I moved to Newcastle once, I thought, what am I going to do in Newcastle? Because I got married to a Geordie and we moved to Newcastle. And I thought, I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd do a printing business. I'd get a shop and I'd sell cottages and all that printing business. And I don't know why, but it was in the worst area in Newcastle, a place called Wallsend.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I take chances, see? And I thought, oh no. And week one came along, and I was thinking, oh, week two came around, no money. Week three, and it went on for about a month. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? And so I thought, oh well, I'll have to get out there, because when you work, when you got your own business, you just can't wait for people to come along and kind of like give you things on the plate. You've got to go out there and do it. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
I was thinking to myself, this is what I need to do. And when I went out there, I started doing a printing business and putting leaflets through the doors and everything. And it was interesting. And I thought, oh, I'll make some money out of this. But then after a while, it was getting really, really, really bad. And I thought, no, I forget it. Because people were like paying you not on time and everything. And you can't run a business if people don't pay you.
Credit control is one of the biggest challenges in business, together with cash flow. Cash flow is the lifeblood of all business, and to manage that cash flow is something that's very important. And one of the things that I teach clients, and the way that you can control your money is so important. A lot of people don't realize that if they did invoice on time, they'd get paid on time. The number of businesses I walk into, Steve, and they have an invoice for work that they did 2 months ago. What?
Yeah,
That's crazy. And the other
yeah,
thing
yeah,
is that they won't chase invoices because they feel bad. And you see
yeah.
this a lot in creative industries, because they're so busy creating. I talked about that business owners don't have the skills to run a business because they're great at what they do. And what they'll have done is they'll have sent an invoice and they won't be paid.
Mm,
Um, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and they'll never chase.
I
Or
know.
they won't have a process and terms and conditions on their invoices which say you've got to pay me in 30 days or I stop working for you. And then that's part of the education that I mentor, consult, and advise businesses on, that actually you can bring a lot more cash in. And then with that cash, I always say save it for a rainy day, because look what we've been through. And it's those businesses that had a backup plan and had surplus cash that's been managed to survive.
That's what I was going to talk about because we're going through a bad time at the moment. Businesses is closed. I've seen it on the television. Shops are closed down and everything else like that. How can a business get back up and start running now? What? So if a business comes to you right now and says, "Look, I am on my knees and I need help,"
Yeah.
what do you advise them?
Yeah, I would recommend that they look at their cash flow and look at where they've got monies outstanding and see if they can bring them in. I would look at some emergency funding for the business to tide them over. Because let's face it, it's not always going to be like this. And I'm hoping for good things for Great Britain once we come out of pandemic, that there will be a resurgence in the economy. They're talking of a lot of savings that people haven't spent. I mean, I haven't been on holiday for 18 months now. And
Yeah,
I've probably had three takeaways in a year, whereas I'd probably be eating out 3 times a week previously. So where's all that unspent money? Is it sitting in people's bank accounts? Has it gone into the construction and home improvement industry? But get hold of some of that when you come out of lockdown, and find a way to keep yourself going, both mentally through your own motivation and your own self interest. Find support, be it from bank, friends, and family, to tide you over financially. And I think we've got a lot of channels where we can get support. And the government has been supporting as much as they can. They've deferred tax payments, they've deferred revenue payments, VAT on hospitality. So there is lots of opportunities there. And then put a plan together that actually, how am I going to get back to creating sales, talking to customers, and be proactive about it. Like you say, get on the phone, market, 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 because there is always somebody that wants to buy your product. Always, always, always. Find that
yeah,
person.
yeah. If you've got a good product, they're going to buy it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I used to do my research. I remember when I said to someone, "Oh, I'm going to start my own business," and they said to me, "Hang on for a second, and I'm going to start my own business, and I'm going to have loads of money." And I remember one day my first job, and I got around about £800. when I first started, just me and my wife, and I thought, oh, £800 in my pocket. I'm going to go out now, have a beer or so. And this coach of mine, I was going to this college, business college, and he said, "Oh no, 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 that £800 not yours." And I said, "What do you mean? I worked for that." They said, "No, you've got to bank it." And I was thinking, what? And they said, "Well, we're going to get your next cleaning stuff too, gear and all that." I thought, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's the point." And I actually have a, you've got to. That's the trouble, isn't it? Because when we go into business, we think, "Oh, we're going to become multi-millionaires tomorrow." That's not the case, is it?
No, it takes time. A lot of people, especially in today's day and age, they see these internet ads, do a course and do six figures in 6 weeks. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Um, Business is a very structured, small steps process. But once you've got the solid foundations, it's a cash generator if you've done it well, and it will keep generating cash for you. And if you do it properly, you can do what I've done: is exit at a certain time.
Mm. Because are you self-employed then? You're
So
self-employed.
I'm employed by a company.
Oh,
And
right. Okay.
I'm a director of a company, and the company employs me.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, um, so, uh, uh, so you must see, kind of like businesses who've kind of like it's been through some bad times, like they've actually like closed down and everything, and what do you think about that?
I find it very sad. Like, let's take my own high street, for example. High street that I've spent many a weekend at, going for drinks in a couple of the bars, pubs, going to an eatery, then going for dessert and bumping into friends and family while you're in that high street. And you'd never get a parking spot on a Saturday or a Friday. And all through pandemic, I'd walk across that, go for an evening walk or a morning walk, and I'd go through the high street and it's dead. The 5, 6 restaurants that were buzzing. You'd never get a table booking for the weekend if you didn't book the week before. Dead. They're gone. They've just gone into administration. Pizza Express, Carluccio's, Cafe Rouge, all gone. So the state of the high street has completely, absolutely changed. But that means there's an opportunity for someone else to come in and perhaps buy those commercial properties at a different price. Maybe they're a little bit cheaper, and start something different. And life is about refresh and reset every single time. I've been through a few depressions and recessions now, so I'm not new to it. And out of every depression comes boom times.
Yeah.
So this has been the worst time I think we've been through, and the number of deaths that we've all seen, the sheer mental torture for me, I'll be very honest, of being cooped up in the house. I mean, we all did. I've celebrated 1 year in lockdown now, and I don't think I've had much going out, but I found a new rhythm to work with and a new way of living and some contentment and support within that process.
Yeah. Yeah. Kids. Yeah. I didn't used to go out because I got medical, and I've just been recent. I think this week I've been out 3 times, so I'm so
Wow.
lucky. And I don't usually go out at all.
Yeah.
So I'm always kind of like doing other things and everything.
What do
Um,
you do with your time, Steve?
well, I belong to the public health. I belong to PHC. I belong to them, and I just taken over the chairmanship of a stroke club
Okay.
where so, and the rest of the time I'm doing nothing
Yeah.
basically, which which I could go back to work and do and do things, but I can't at the moment. I'm just getting over previously my stroke is
Yeah.
but this is helping me. You know what I mean? This is helping
Oh,
me.
it's great. It's great. It's so important we give ourselves time to heal. We're so pushed in society to be always doing something. Are you
Yeah,
productive? Are you doing the best you can? Oh, look, you've got a spare half hour. Fill it in with something. But there is so much value in doing nothing, because in that
Yeah,
doing nothing, you get ideas, you get peace, you heal. It's a
yeah.
beautiful place to be. So
Also, I'm just opening other people. This is why I do this, because I get all sorts of people on here, from all different backgrounds, religions. Everybody to me is a person, and I respect every one of them, and I get on with them, and lovely people, and it's just to help people that is stuck in, and just to kind of like and give them some hope.
yeah, it's really
Um, and
important, isn't it?
with mental health, I'm doing all sorts, mental health, knife crime, all sorts. I just want to help people. Well, that's all I want to do. I don't want nothing in return. I just want to help people. That's all I do.
That's a great mission and a great value led life to lead, because there's so much fulfillment when you do help people, and that warm, fuzzy feeling you get inside when someone's feeling better because of the support and love that you've given them. So
Yeah,
well
yeah,
done to you.
yeah. We get people. We got counsellors on here. We got people like one of my guests is upset. Like a few months ago, they were talking about abuse and things like that. We got somebody to come in and come alongside and give them the help that they need and everything. So
Yeah,
we've looked at this, and I think we're looking at this as well at the moment about using it as a business, but we've got to wait and see about that. So
yeah.
it's and now we can do it. You know what I mean?
I think there's a lot of opportunities in the podcasting world, and sharing stories and connecting people and supporting and helping. I
Well,
wish you much luck
we're number 14 at the moment in the podcast
with it.
chart.
Okay.
So we were around about, God, about 600 and something when we first started. Well, no, in the thousands when we first started. Then it was 600 about 8 weeks ago, and then we went all the way down now to 14. So
It's really good. And
it's
what category is that for?
well, we do all sorts. So it's like it's we do it for like what's it called? Just lifestyle.
Yeah,
We're in that category.
yeah,
And we're in health and wellness because we do that. We're in certain categories.
yeah,
So if you go on there, you can see that it's called Chartable. It's a podcast, and they put you in different categories and everything. So
yeah.
I think we're in about like 4 categories or something. So not bad.
Fantastic. Well done.
Yeah. So and that would be like 12. But what I'm trying to say with you is like when you kind of like got all these business together and they kind of like need help, do you actually try to get funding as well for these businesses?
Yeah, that's a good question, Steve. I don't specialize in funding, but I do support my clients when they need funding. So I've
Right,
got one client that's looking for second level funding to help them grow and get to a different level, and they're looking for two million to take them to make. They're an innovative tech startup.
right,
They've been going for 2 years, and they use their own. They bootstrapped, and they had their first round, and they were quite successful, and they're going into the second round. So I support them, but it's not something that I specialize in. Most people see me as a person on their board, or a business partner, or a trusted advisor, someone to speak to, and give them support and guidance.
yes. Apprentice brings to mind. You should
So
go on there, Apprentice
yeah,
with
yeah,
Alan Sugar.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about him?
I like him. I think he's been very instrumental in creating entrepreneurism with a focus in England. We get too entrepreneurism is trendy. A lot of people, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, but they don't realize that it's quite challenging to find a marketplace that you can fit into, to actually sell, and then to run all the business, finance, HR, due diligence, legals. You've got to do everything. And what Alan Sugar has been teaching people is when they come the apprentice, he makes them think about all the different levels of it. and also again how competitive it is. And he's quite tough, isn't he? He doesn't
Mm,
suffer fools gladly, and that's a good thing because business isn't easy.
no. So, if somebody is wanting to, like, one of my, no, I've got some questions here actually. I didn't see them until I looked at them. Um, Shipler, love to chat with you and Steve. Could you tell me if I got a business that is what? Sorry, if I got a business that is not doing very well, is there any hope for me to improve my business if I generate more money into it? Well,
Absolutely.
I'll say yeah, it is, isn't it?
First rule of business: don't give up. Put together a strategic plan. Don't just plow money into a business hoping it's going to get better. Find a plan of how you're going to get that business back to a situation it's doing well. The number one rule of business: are you solving a problem? If you're solving a problem, guess what? People are going to buy your product or your service. So establish you're solving a problem and then find the people that want to buy, which means market the heck out of your business. I
Mm,
see so many business owners that have a great business but that don't want to do any marketing. And it's not just doing social media. Go out and talk to people. Go out and tell people, find out what the problems are, and then resolve the problem with them, and find some funding to tide you over. We're in a very precarious time at the moment, and there's lots of opportunities and support for business owners, without doubt.
yeah, go knocking on doors. I can knock on doors. I did.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great way. Why not?
Cut
Uh,
leaflet through doors and everything.
yeah,
You know.
business is very simply about people, and people buy people. So if you are presentable and you are presenting your business well, your product, your service, and you're solving a problem, people are going to want to buy it because every single time there is somebody that wants to buy your business,
Mm, mm.
whatever you're selling. You've got to find those people. Don't think people don't want your product or service. They do.
If I go out there now, well, I won't be presentable because I still got lockdown hair. Um, I do brush it and comb it every day, but it just uh, anyway. But that's my lockdown hair. But Jenny wants to know. I've got a business. I've got an ice cream business. Oh, well done. I love ice cream. I've got an ice cream business that's doing quite well. Trouble is, I've put some money away because I am 6 months pregnant. But now with the COVID, I'm really concerned because I might lose my ice cream business. What can I do? Hmm.
Have you thought about bringing someone to look after your business? Ice cream has grown in popularity. It's a seasonal business. And we're coming into the summer months. It's going to be, you're probably the best months. Is there an opportunity of getting support to go through that business? A lot of ice cream companies, ice cream stores, gelaterias have been doing takeout tubs and really getting people involved through social media. And remember, people want to treat themselves. They're sitting at home, and we've got this potentially till summer, June, July. How can you market your business and really maximize sales? Go for it. 6 months pregnant, you've still got a little bit of time before the bambino comes along, and a huge opportunity to grow it and get support and keep it going.
Go on Facebook and put some ads out there or something.
Yeah, yeah. Facebook, Instagram. Um, Ice cream is one of those things that you see on Instagram. Oh, I fancy some. Oh, click here, and you click there. You can order it. You can get it delivered. I mean, I do that with delivery quite often. Oh, I fancy some ice cream. Okay, delivery. It's
Yeah,
there. 20
yeah.
minutes. That's at my door.
Oh yeah, I love ice cream. Do you? I love it.
What's your
Um,
favorite?
or strawberry or chocolate.
I'm a pistachio fan. I've just had some gelato.
Oh, all right then. All right. Where's mine?
Come
Anyway.
over.
um, no, I'll eat the tub, me. I'll eat the giant tub. I've known to eat a tub before. You know those,
Wow.
those Jerry ice creams, don't you? You know the Jerry, what they called? Jerry, Tom and Jerry. Sorry, what? Ben and Jerry.
Ben and
The
Jerry.
ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that tub would be gone in about 10 minutes.
Well, it's only a tiny tub. It's only 330 mil. That's what, 4 scoops of ice cream. You'd get that in a sundae, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but no, it gets more than that, isn't it? I'm
Okay,
not
so
going to. I'm not going to argue about that anyway. But the Ben and Jerry's, it doesn't last me long. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. And you know the big ones, you know, you can get these big ice creams in cash and carry. I remember when I was going from a cleaning business, by the way, and I had my cleaning business. I used to go to cash and carry to get all my cleaning stuff, and I thought, oh, ah, ice cream. So I goes in the fridge freezer, and I picked up the ice cream, and I said, "What?" And at the till they used to say to me, "That's an odd thing, isn't it? You got ice cream and you got all your cleaning gear. What's that?" I said, "Oh, I'll be back in a minute." And I and you know I was strange because I thought, "Oh, I'll get some cones, get some wafers, and everything." You know what I mean? But it was
yeah,
a point. It was a point. But I love ice cream. We all love ice cream. You can't
yeah,
beat it. You can't
yeah.
beat it. Um, I've been running my business for about 7 years now, and I actually closed my business because of the COVID. I'm so sorry about that. I love to start a new business, but I'm thinking about going into accounts. Um, can you just suggest if I'm doing anything right or wrong?
I didn't understand the question. Going into accounts.
Yeah, yeah, they're going. She's going to go into accounts, doing accounts. Are you saying that you're going to be accountant? Yes, you're
Okay.
going to be accountant.
Well, it's a great business to have when you have the qualifications, because remember that what's happening is there's more and more businesses being born in the pandemic. People have lost their jobs. People have finally had a chance to realize that this is what they want to do. The structure of the world is changing in that there's little businesses as opposed to all of us working for big corporations for life. It's all changed. So
Mm.
absolutely, if it's something you're passionate about, do it. There's always going to be a problem. There's always going to be a need. Do it well, provide a great service, and you'll always be successful.
Mm. Steve, is a dog walking business a business? Of course it is. Yeah, of course.
Great business.
A lot of people. I tell you what, it's a great business because a lot of people need their dogs walking at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, and even when we start going back to work, and if you look at England, we're a nation of dog lovers, and
Yeah,
more and more dogs are being bought because people realise they wanted companions in pandemic. So it's a great business to have, and it's a fun business if you like dogs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. Anyway, Shipner, thank you very much.
Thank you,
That's been
Steve. It's been a pleasure to speak with you. And it's Shilpa.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
It,
okay.
it, it's phonetic. It's one of those names people get confused by, but it's just really straightforward.
Is that Persian?
It's Indian, actually.
Is it Indian?
Yeah, so I'm British Indian. I came here when I was 4, and I've pretty much lived here all my life. So I keep my Indian heritage. I can make a mean curry, but I like a roast on Sundays too.
Tell you what, I love curries. I love them. I
That's
love.
good to
I
hear.
really love. I won't. No, I'm not going to go into that one. No. Okay. But I don't like hot curries. No, I do not like
Yeah,
hot curries. But
yeah.
I remember when I had a friend who came from India, and well, he was a landlord, and he said, "Come into my house," and he said, "Would you like some curry?" And I thought, "Oh, right, okay." And it really smelled nice, you know.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I smelled this curry, and I said, "You got any more?" He said, "Yeah, you. Yeah, sit down, sit down. We'll put it in a tub for you. You can take it back up to your flat."
Yeah.
And ever since from then, when I was living on my own for a flat, I used to have a tub. Honestly, truthfully, I used to have a tub of curry, every month outside my front door.
Oh,
I loved it.
every month? Did you say every
Every
day?
month, yeah, every month. I
Lovely.
used to have a tub of curry outside.
Yeah, very
How,
nice.
how about that?
Yeah, it's
But
good.
anyway, thank you very much for your
It's been
information.
a pleasure, Steve. Thank you for having me.
And hopefully we'll have you back sometime and catch up with you and see how you're getting on.
I look forward to that. You have a good rest of Friday.
Oh yes, well I've got another 2 more to do, and then I'll be an happy man. I can watch, relax, and sit down.
Fabulous. You enjoy and thank you again.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. She disappeared quick. Anyway, Sheltner, thank you very much. Sorry about the ship now. I thought it was, sorry, I got the name wrong. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be back around about 8 o'clock for the very, very fantastic Duncan. 8:30, I'm going to be back. I've been put right again from my wife. I'm going to be back for Duncan Ellison, and we're going to finish off our chat because he's a counsellor. Any questions, let me know. If talk about counselling and stuff. So see you later, alligators. Bye bye.